left before the sun even had a chance to rise, heading south out of Michigan and into Ohio, catching trains across some of the most well-known rail lines in the region. We started the day in Millbury, Ohio, just southeast of Toledo, along what was once the ex-New York Central Railroad. The Chicago line has been a major route for over a century, originally carrying freight and passengers between Chicago and the East Coast. Today, under Norfolk Southern, it still serves as one of the primary corridors across northern Ohio. It didn't take long for things to get going, just like Millbury's known for. Our first train in the morning was an intermodal moving quickly through town as the sun started to come up. Definitely a solid way to start the day. Millbury's location along this busy main line has made it an important point for rail traffic moving across northern Ohio. For decades, trains here have carried everything from raw materials to finished goods, and today that same steady flow continues with modern intermodal traffic like this. For generations, this line through Millbury has handled a constant stream of freight moving between major cities across the Midwest and beyond. What we're seeing here is part of the ongoing movement, keeping goods moving across the country every single day. Not long after, the Amtrak traffic started showing up. Millbury sits along a busy passenger route, and within a relatively short time, we caught 3 different Amtrak trains, all running at speed through the area. For a spot like this, that kind of passenger frequency really shows how important this line still is. Our first Amtrak train was Amtrak number 48, with a P-42 in the lead and a P-42 trailing. Shortly after, when Amtrak 48 cleared Millbury, Amtrak number 40 got the diverging approach. After that, it finally moved up to a normal approach signal, and right after that, we would shortly hear his horn. The power on this train consisted of an ALC-42 in Phase 7 Amtrak paint and a P-42 trailing. And following behind Amtrak number 40 by about a city and a half was Amtrak number 49. His power consisted of a Phase 7 P-42, a normal P-42, and a special surprise towards the end. Right after the rush of Amtrak trains, another NS train got lined at the signal bridge right there. We decided to move a crossing down and see how the shot was, but it would appear right as we got there, the train was visible. Unfortunately, the rain started picking up and we had a big thunderstorm on our hands, slowly approaching East Ohio. Trains like this have been passing through Millbury for decades, forming a continuous link between industries, cities, and regions across the country. Even today, that role hasn't changed, only the trains themselves. Over time, Millbury has remained a consistent part of a much larger rail network, with trains moving through at all hours of the day. From traditional freight to today's intermodal traffic, this line continues to play a key role in keeping that network running. Right as the rain started picking up and the thunderstorm moved in, we got out of there and started to head towards our next stop, but forgot we didn't eat breakfast, so we decided to head over to McDonald's. I need fillers. Leave me alone. As you can see on the radar right here, all of that is rain, and we would be dealing with that the whole day.
We are right now, pretty much.
Do you want to skip Oak Harbor and go to Danbury?
Yep, that's us,
Not
guys.
particularly.
And finally, our food was done, and we would be able to get on our way. Oh, I almost dropped it. McDonald's. We began eating and took a quick look at that huge thunderstorm moving in.
Are we going to Railroad?
The rain started to pick up, and we got on the road to head to our next spot, which should be Oak Harbor, Ohio.
Yes, Gavin, it's raining. Storm shot.
That is true.
God, I love the storm shots.
There's some clouds with like a funnel type thing.
No, it's not.
Why is it going like down like that? Right when we got to our spot in Oak Harbor, we saw a train visible that was heading westbound towards Millbury, where we were just at. This train was an as-needed ethanol. Like Millbury, Oak Harbor sits along the same former New York Central main line, but this stretch has its own history. For decades, this route has handled everything from heavy coal trains to modern intermodal traffic, connecting the Midwest to ports and cities further east. Thankfully, this storm was heading the opposite direction of us, so we wouldn't get hit. Yet. Shortly after that ethanol, another westbound got lined. The westbound that got lined would end up meeting the eastbound that is right here. Locations like Oak Harbor may seem quiet at first glance, but they sit at the center of a constant flow of rail traffic, something that becomes clear the longer you stay and watch the trains pass. Like I said a second ago, that train would end up meeting the westbound that was lined, but at the time, we didn't know it, which is why in this next clip, you will see us running to go get pictures. Oak Harbor has long been a part of a major transportation route across northern Ohio, with trains linking industries, ports, and cities across the region. Even today, that legacy continues with a steady stream of freight and passenger trains moving through on a daily basis. This video that I'm putting together will give you quite a good idea on how much action the NS Chicago line really gets. This next train was a Canadian National sand train, but this is just one of the POVs of that train because I decided to do something a little different. After that, we decided to move a few crossings down, but still in the city of Oak Harbor, and here we would find some MAU equipment doing some interesting things.
Oh, it's a low rate.
When we were done checking out the MAU equipment, there ended up being a train which would turn out to be NS 333 going over the bridge heading out of Oak Harbor. After that, our buddy called us and told us about NS 1068, which is an Erie Heritage unit trailing on NS 334. So we decided to head up to that bridge spot and check it out, and it would turn out we would find an awesome spot. Even after all these years, the pace here hasn't slowed down at all. Trains still move through Oak Harbor quickly, keeping traffic flowing across one of the busiest corridors in the region. After 334 cleared, we decided to go into the gas station to pick up some snacks, and when we came out, we had a surprise waiting for us. This train would end up stopping right in front of us to wait for a signal, so we'd finally be able to go. Not too long after, he would finally start picking up speeds and getting on the move after being stopped for a little bit. Just as that train cleared, we would get back in the car and head over to our next spot, but it would appear we would be pacing a train.
Alright. Yeah, there is.
I think you just roll up to it.
Yeah, just roll up.
After that train, we were finally able to actually get on the road, where we would arrive at Berea, Ohio. Right as we arrived in Berea, there was a CSX intermodal waiting for us right here. Berea is one of the most well-known railfan locations in the United States, where two main lines come together, creating the potential for non-stop action. Historically, Berea has been a key junction for rail traffic moving through Ohio, especially during the days of the New York Central and Big Four routes. Shortly after that CSX intermodal, we would get a Norfolk Southern intermodal with a C6M and GEVO. Shortly after that Norfolk Southern intermodal, we would get a Norfolk Southern Manifest with also a C6M and GEVO. Just as we were getting ready to leave, we would end up getting surprised by a New Jersey trash train. It smelled terrible. And of course, as we were actually getting ready to leave, we would get surprised by another train. This is why the Chicago line is known for their action. After that manifest with awesome foreign power, we would finally get on the road and start heading to our last stop, which would be a surprise. Our final spot would be the Sahoyga Valley Scenic Railroad. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's spelled kind of weird. The CVSR is a heritage line that winds to the Sahoyga Valley, following a route that dates back to the Valley Railway in the late 1800s. It's a completely different pace compared to the main lines we've been following all day. Slower, quieter, and more about the experience than the speed. As we made our way to the second spot of our chase, rain moved in and the weather went downhill, but that didn't make us give up. Moving through the valley surrounded by trees and rain, it felt completely different from anything we'd seen earlier in the day. After hours of catching fast freight and Amtrak trains, this was something slower, something calmer, and it made for the perfect way to end the trip. Even in conditions like this, the line through the Sahoyga Valley carries a long history, dating back to the Valley Railway days when the corridor was a key industrial route through northern Ohio. The line was built in the 1880s as the Valley Railway. It ran between Cleveland and Akron, mainly hauling coal. Later, it was leased and eventually absorbed by the B&O. And now, It is the CVSR, Sahoyga Valley Scenic Railroad. And that right there would finally end our trip for East Ohio. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye, guys.